What up, my freaks? Rune Insight here with part 12 of my Total Warhammer II modded Thorek campaign. So as we saw last time, we have destroyed the Cult of Sotek to Hanuman, falling in battle over near the Forgotten Isles, and most of the Copper Desert is now ours. However, the Golden Colossus remains in the hands of Khalida, with whom our alliance is now broken. They're not very happy about it, having minus 67 due to broken treaties, but hey, what can you do? We have to destroy them. Although, there's some interesting stuff happening here. Lokir Felhart is moving up, and it might be that he's going to move up to Golden Colossus. I never know whether to bother with planning the AI around the AI like this, because the AI often behaves weirdly. Like, it'll move up and then it'll just move all the way back, wasting everyone's time, including ours. But let's just hope that this is not the case. If it attacks Khalida, I don't think it can win, but it can maybe hurt the army pretty decently. I mean, there's some good stuff here. And then we can just attack both of them on the back of that. We also have a bunch of lords that are sort of milling around. We have Gotrek and Felix, who we got in, and I'm going to have them recruit a couple of quarrelers to get into Thorek's army once he replaces a few of the units here. We also have Kazran Truai, who is going to be getting a new army soon, because we're going to need it to defend against the Blood Hall up north. And then finally, this I did between the episodes, I got ourselves a Thane, specifically a Thane with Ancestral Blood Grimnir, which should make him a pretty decent fighter, and he's going to go and join Kazran Truai in his army, simply because we can't really have him in... we can't have him in Thorek's army, because, I mean, why could we? Gotta have maximum amount of Thanes in there, and I'd like to get this guy in here. It would be really useful, because Keeper of the Gate gives a 15% physical resistance to lords or heroes around self, which is pretty damn great if you want to blob up with a bunch of heroes. In addition to that, he also has the Patriarch ability, which can give allies considerable buffs. But once again, we need runesmiths in the runesmith army. It's only fair. Now, we do have a little bit of money remaining. I wasn't going to spend it because I wanted to upgrade a few territories, but I think... I mean, 3 turns. We have enough in 3 turns to save up, right? I feel like we could spend a little bit of it, just not all of it. So in that light, the question is where? And, ooh, wait, how close are you to leveling? Ah, yeah, another like 7 turns, okay. We could upgrade Zlant. No, wait, that's one of the ones we were waiting on. You know what, maybe we just continue waiting. Money will be needed to get stuff as soon as some places are finished anyway. So let's just end the turn, and let's see exactly what Lokir does. Faction countered. Warband of the... Oh, he is going to move over there. Alright, we're going to shadow him. We're going to shadow him and hope he moves towards Khalida and then attack them both. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Now, where the hell did we encounter you? Yeah, whoa, what the hell is going on out here? Oh, it looks like these guys did a vortex thing. That's cute, that's cute. Good job, Queek. You keep doing that. Malice, you still out here? Yeah. I do expect him to declare war on us sooner rather than later, so we really need to get the buildings here set up with defensive structures. What about you? 2 more turns, it looks like, until we can upgrade Thorek. Keep on shadowing, buddy. Keep on shadowing. You're not at full HP yet, but you're getting there. Will this guy be able to attack next turn? I don't think he will. Just go here. Go near him, but not so near that he'll freak out, although maybe this will freak him out. Let's see, you guys, go in and recruit us, let's say... How many quarrelers do we need? I think 6 will be fine, so let's just get 2 more then. Hope I planned this correctly. I don't know if I have, but I don't think we need any more right now, especially since we can't afford them. The other question is, do we instead get quarrelers with great weapons as opposed to the regular quarrelers? I mean, the great weapons quarrelers are pretty great in the event that they have to melee, and we can put them on the edges of the quarreler stack. You know what? Yeah, why not? Let's get 2 of these quarrelers. Although they will tend to thus be more fragile, won't they? It'll be fine, I'm sure. That I am pretty happy with. Now, what else do we have to do with our money? Unassigned skill points I'm going to ignore for now, as we've been doing for several episodes now. Can't upgrade this. Can't upgrade this because we're waiting. Lord not moved. Settlement upgrade available in another place. Aha, Mine of the Bearded Skulls. You, we're going to upgrade immediately. Beautiful. And that is going to take a considerable amount of cash, but that's okay. Hero not moved. You, my friend, can start wandering over to Kazran Truai slowly but surely. Oh, speaking of Kazran Truai, maybe we build a few things out of this out of this place to put into Kazran's army? Like more quarrelers, perhaps. He's gonna need some quarrelers regardless. And his army's not full. Yeah, fine. We can do that. We can do that. Now, we do have to keep an eye on Bloodhall Coven. They don't appear to be attacking us yet, but let's build the watch room here to power up the garrison a little bit at least. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with this now. With the state of affairs, at least thus far. Until something insane happens. Ooh, looks like the Hissing God has fallen to the Blessed Dread, which means, yeah, Loke here, it'll really depend on what you do here. Ideally, he'll only attack at exactly 64 turns. Wouldn't that be great? Watch him win the battle, though. If he wins, we immediately attack him, take his stuff, and then move. We do also, however, know that he has an army here, so he could attack and take Chlonsek whenever he wants. But I'm willing to lose one of our territories like that, if it's necessary. Anyway, I believe that's it. Let's end the turn and see what Lokir does. I hope I haven't forgotten anything.
By Clad Brakak.
Alright, are you going to declare war on us? Yes, you were. Okay, are you going to attack us in the field? You'd be crazy to... No, he is still going to attack Khalida. Oh, that's fascinating. And did he lose? I can't actually tell whether he won or lost. This army is badly damaged. Huh. Okay, well this is a really interesting turn of events that I really didn't expect. I didn't expect him to get wrecked here. But wrecked he did get.
Ready.
And while he's nearby, wait, can you reach him? That would be pretty great if you could. We can't attack Khalida for another 2 turns. Oh, wow. Well, it's a free trade for you, buddy. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. What trade do you get? It's probably some kind of Seaborn trait. We get a Gleaming Pennant, I don't really care. Oh, Missile Resistance plus 25%, that's great. Okay, we need to try to get that trait on Thorek, then. You, my friend, since we can't attack Khalida, you're going to start heading out this way. Hopefully she doesn't then declare war on us and kills this guy. Oh, the only question is, do we stay here? We can wait 2 more turns and attack, but this is not going to be so great. You know what? I think what we do is we send Gotrek and Felix here. Maybe they can defend Lonsek against the small army attacking. Wixel. Well, I don't think they can hit you in a single turn anyway. But just in case, we're probably better off getting you in here. Do we build anything, like a couple of extra quarrelers? It is going to cost us money. The dwarfs don't like to part with their money. I'll think about that for a second. You guys are okay, right? You're in the caverns of the Great Bat. Ooh, wait. That made me realize you are now going to be an army, so you will no longer need a Cooper, or a Brewmaster, or a Choir Master. You can keep the Shield Breaker. Teller of Tales, Public Order, no thank you. Dwarven Tattooist, Untainted, +3, no. Dwarf Bride, no buddy, no. We're gonna get you military stuff soon. And by soon, I mean at some point between the episodes, so I don't waste your guys' time. Especially as I believe that we're now at half an hour episodes on this campaign. Now, Thingrim, you are going to have some stuff. Let's give you a Choir Master. I'm not going to give you everything, but let's give you the things for Gem Cutters, because you have a Gem Cutter here. Double up on those Gem Cutters, and you know what? Might as well max out the said Gem Cutters with even more stuff like the Dwarf Bride. You can also have... Do we need you to get a Dwarven Tattooist or a Teller of Tales? I'm almost tempted to say we don't need those here. Put these guys in the Caverns of the Great Bat. Put the Gem Cutter. I assume by Gem Cutters it means this thing, right? Like not something that's in here, right? Construction Market, Trading Depot... Deep Mine, Farm, Herds. I assume that's what it means. So hopefully that will get some benefits out of that. -2 Public Order. Currently we will need another Lord here because of the considerable amount of Skaven. And there another Ancestral Blood Grimnir, eh? Well, let's get you in here, buddy. And hello, if it isn't the Bloodhall Coven. Oh, they're going to attack the Chamber of Visions. Oh, that's irritating. That's really irritating because you can't defend against that. Well then. What the hell do we do about that? Can you hit here in 1 turn? No. Oh, you know what? I guess we're gonna have to summon a temporary lord here. But we can't until next turn. But presuming that you can't reach here next turn, we might still be okay.
Onward.
That's really annoying that we got this guy out of here right at that moment. Oh man, oh well, what can you do? What can you do? I still don't know which lords are going to be... You know what? You know, this is how we'll check. You have a Blood of Valea, which is not bad, i.e. we could technically turn you into a fighting lord at some point, but some of the other lords not so much. Oh man, can we build you anything while you're waiting here? We can build you one thing. Now let's build you a Quarreler unit. In fact, wait, what do you have in terms of your garrison? Chamber of Visions, you have a couple of Longbeards, very few ranged units. Yeah, fine. Oh, the Quarreler. Kind of a waste of cash, what can you do? Alright, now you then are going to get... let's say... Well, we can't give you a Brewmaster. We'll give you a Dwarven Tattooist, because there's a lot of Skaven corruption here for some bizarre reason. And by bizarre reason, I mean there was a previous Undercity here, and then we get the Teller of Tales, and that's all you can do. Alright. And get you going there as soon as you're able. Alright, I'm reasonably happy with this. We are going to trespass in Kalita's territory. Can we set up mining? Yeah, if we go right here.
On we go.
Your stuff is going to be hurt, but if we're only trading artillery, it's not a big deal. What? We're at 50%. We're in fact, we're at... Whoa. What? Okay, we're not at 50%. Never mind, I lied. Don't listen to me. I thought it was 50%, but I thought wrong. You just stay here, buddy.
Address me as your highness.
How's the army here, I wonder? We might have to siege this. Whatever. Whatever. Really sad about these guys not being able to support, but they have to be here while these guys suddenly fight us. Okay, then. Sudden but inevitable betrayal, as they often tend to be. Who are you? Oh, you're the Thane. Right. Right, let's get you out here. Alright, these guys are going to be able to trade troops next turn. I think we'll have to move Thorek up here specifically. At least he'll be full HP. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, skip the unassigned skill points and let's check settlement upgrades. You are still not ready, but will be in, oh, a long time. You know what? Maybe we have to upgrade Golden Ziggurat right now, because we might need to build a wall here. Although if they keep going for chain proficients, that's not really helping much either, is it? Gotta do what you gotta do, that. And another settlement upgrade available at Chlonsec. No, you're in 2 turns, so we'll skip that. Skip that. This in 1 turn. We won't save enough money to do them all at the same time, unfortunately. Now, what else do we have here? Night Forest. We should probably try to upgrade you, especially if we're going to make you a military hub. But we'll do that later. Okay, settlement upgrade. I really wish that the Dwarfs didn't have so many 2 settlement territories. But I guess they're okay for military hubs specifically. Alrighty, well I guess we end the turn and we just see where these guys inevitably attack us. If it's here, it's here. Not much we can do about it. I don't think it's worthwhile upgrading it right now because they'll most likely build an army and attack it. It'll be sad to lose all these. But we'll retake them. I'm not willing to invest so much in them just for them to get taken in a couple turns anyway. Alright, proceed to next turn. And especially since we're at 6.5k per turn income. Alright, it looks like we didn't get attacked this turn. High Queen Kalita is up and running as well now. Lovely. Bloodhall Covenant, where did you land? Oh, it looks like they're going to land here instead. Fascinating. I was not expecting that. They're going to attack the Golden Ziggurat. Okie dokie. The question is, can you defend 8 enemies versus... your garrison here is kind of garbage, and the wall won't complete until 2 turns. Ouch. Ouch, that hurts. That really does hurt. I guess we're gonna have to get some temporary regiments of renown. Oh man, the Slayers are just so expensive. I guess we could get a couple of the regular Slayers instead of the Regiment of Renown Slayers and say, like, Ulthar's Raiders, which I wasn't gonna put in any of these armies anyway. And we could just transfer them over to this guy once he comes up here. Well, that's a possibility. We could also... You know what? Keep the Quarreler. Keep the Quarreler because I think what we can do is we can transfer him over as well. Oh, what the hell? There's another... There's 2 Bloodhall Covenant enemies here. Can the Mud Isles defend itself? Against this tiny little army, it might be able to. I'm almost tempted to get another Lord in there just because of that. You go into Valea's Will. They're not going to attack the Great Turtle Isle because that, unlike these guys, can defend itself. Another Ancestral Blood Valea. Oh, this is so irritating. Again, 8. 8 versus... Yeah, if only this army wasn't so weak. Oh man, yeah, it's a bunch of miners. Yeah, I think we have to. We have to get some some units. You know what? Let's get one Slayer unit. Keep an eye on our money. And then let's get the Ulthar's Raiders in here. Hopefully with these 2 units, they'll be able to take care of this. Alright, so you guys go here, and then we'll summon another Lord at Mud Isles in case you attack that. You Snorri Proudbeard, go.
Time for a reckoning.
Time for a reckoning indeed. A Root Marcher, rather, Inspiring Presence, and I guess Full Plate Armor, because I'm not entirely sure what else to get, and then get hard to hit. Like so. Alrighty, hopefully together, yeah, together you'll be able to hold, especially with the Lord. So I'm happy with that. Hugrim Red X, you have to stay where you are, I guess. Okay, now you, do you go to this place? Really depends on what gets attacked. If Kayaks get, now Kayaks can hold it pretty much by itself against an enemy army, so you go here. Oh yeah, so this is gonna attack something, clearly. But I won't be able to do it in a single turn. The army might be trashy, but we could summon a bunch of Bornfang Cav and stuff to try to hold. Iffy, even though it is. Now, what I also want to do is I want to set you up into mining... Wait, it takes how many turns to get here? Wow. Mining stance, campaign movement range 50.
Unbending.
Go right... Now here? Wait. Here? Somewhere where we don't have a bunch of attrition. I think here is okay. Or do we just move up as far as we can go, like right up here, and then just attack next turn? Maybe we'll do that. We'll take a little bit of damage, but I think we can still win a nice field battle. Go. Go right beside this guy. Hopefully you don't get stopped by him. Alright, I'm happy with that. Then, we have you guys trade troops. I want you to take away these bolt throwers and trade that grudge thrower. Then, I want you to take the Thunderers, both of these Dwarf Warriors. And I think that's it for now. Yes. Okay, now you have 16, which means we give you A, the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass to lead these guys, and then B, the Grumbling Guard. Now we have 2 sets of Longbeards and 5 Dwarf Warriors, and now we're just waiting for the other 2 Quarrelers who are going to come out of this army when and if, or if and when we, you know, get those armies moving together. Alrighty, well I believe with that we can end the turn. I'm going to just skip all the rest of this stuff, especially since we spent all our money and can't really build what we want. Shame though that is. I really would like to get a nice cinematic battle against Kalita over here. Man, look at all these lords that we have out here. Ah, man. Mud Isles. Would have been nice to start constructing a watch room here, but yeah, but it's not really needed. It's just that these guys landed where we didn't expect them. Yeah, fine. Fine, and Thane, can you reach us? Yeah, you go into the supporting armor. There we go. Hey, successfully carry out any hero action. Beautiful, free oath gold. I'll certainly take that.
If you want something done right, what?
If you want something done right, what? Let's end the turn. Alright, moment of truth. Who's gonna get attacked? Will we be the ones doing the attacking? Find out. High Queen Kalita changed stances. Oh, and here we go. Oh, damn, I did not realize that these guys were at a high rank. All right, now this is going to be a tiny battle, but I think we still fight this cinematically, because I feel like this will be a fun battle. Most likely we will lose, judging by this whole Valiant defeat thing. Really depends on how much damage you can dish out. I guess one of the main problems here is going to be the enemy Reaper Bolt Thrower. Let's figure it out. Let's do it cinematic style, and go. Alrighty, here we go. I'm actually really excited for this battle just by virtue of the fact that it is a small unit number, and these are the battles where every single one of your units has to do its part. Every unit has to count. You have to sacrifice where you can, kill as much as you can, and get, you know, squeeze out every drop squeeze every drop out of every unit, I guess, or maybe that's just Maybe that's just Lanesh possessing me as usual. Anyway, let's see what we're working with here. Now, the enemy did have an artillery piece that they started with, which is kind of unfortunate for us. However, we do have 2 rangers that do have stock on them, so we are able to sort of hedge our bets here on both sides. I presumed that the enemy would attack here because we did set up close to this area, and the reason I did that was because since the artillery was over here, I'm hoping that the trees will interfere with some of its shots, even though the enemy can see us, or at least that's the dream. I don't know if it'll work. We also have very, very weak melee line, so we have to be real careful with that. We only have a single dwarf warrior unit and a bunch of miners, and frankly, I don't think any one of our warrior or any one of our melee units can survive contact with the Black Ark Corsair unit. This is a near max veterancy unit, 63 melee attack, armor piercing, anti-infantry sort of unit that is definitely going to be difficult for us to deal with. Really, the only thing that we have that could probably at least hurt one of those units, probably would still lose. In fact, I'm completely sure that they would still lose, is the Slayers, but they're vulnerable to a bunch of things. Anyway, let's see if we can pull this off, shall we? Here we go. So our stalking unit of Ulthar's Raiders are moving up. They do have those armor-piercing axes that they throw, as opposed to the bows that the other ones have. And they are still fairly decent in melee. 40-40 melee attack and defense. Still definitely not on par with one of the units of Black Ark Corsairs, but at least they could give them a little bit of trouble. Alright, so the enemy move one unit of Black Ark Corsairs in first, trying to chase around this unit of Rangers that we had out on the flank in stock over here. You can see that our army is a little bit separated in sort of different areas, a lot more separated than I would do if we had a giant 20 stack that could all sort of compensate for each other. But right now we really can't blob up, as all the units have to count. It looks like the enemy Black Ark Corsairs did not want to, in fact, chase the Rangers. I had actually sent the Slayers to intercept them in case they kept chasing the Rangers, in which case we would have been using the Rangers to shoot them in the back. But since they decided not to do it, we are going to just keep firing on them with our range as much as we can. Obviously, they do have that Sea Dragon Cloak, so they have additional missile resistance. We also had our Lord out front, but I did send the Lord out so that he could soak up some of the range fire over here, as that was pretty darn critical. The enemy Black Ark Corsairs have dropped by about, I would say, 40% maybe HP down to 60, maybe 65. We are going to charge them with a miners unit, but continue firing into their backs with these ranges. In the meantime, our Slayers are going to go around and see whether they can find an enemy unit. They can either fight a Black Ark Corsair unit, or if not, they could chase one of the range units down. Speaking of range units, our own Ulthar's Raiders have caught up to and are now hitting these Reaper Bolters in the back. I think maybe what I should have done here is actually use them in melee instead of having them chuck their axes, but I don't know. It's too late to test it now, obviously. Oh, and it looks like the enemy has engaged our Slayers with a unit of Black Ark Corsairs. We are going to fire on them with 2 of our units, one of our Coilers as well as this unit of Rangers, although the unit of Rangers will switch to these guys in a second. Our Lord is absolutely going to be critical here, as he is going to have to hold the ground for as long as he can, while our weak miners and such will rout very quickly. Alright, here we go. So now 2 of our units are focusing these Black Ark Corsairs with handbows, trying to deplete that number of ranged units. Meanwhile, the Slayers are dueling the Black Ark Corsairs. An interesting little matchup, but it looks like the Slayers are losing. So we definitely need the support of our range units shooting these guys in the back. We'll probably get some splash or some friendly fire into our own range units, but there's not too much that we can do about that. As long as the vast majority of the ranged attacks hit the Black Ark Corsairs in the back, plus in combination with the Slayer's death blow, they should be able to take care of it. Now over here, we did send one of our units of miners, and I told them to start chasing these Dark Shards around. It probably wouldn't achieve much, if anything, but the purpose of this is just to prevent these guys from firing. In the meantime, while that is occurring, our Ulthar's Raiders, having taken care of the enemy Reaper Bolters, which you can still see standing here, are now going to focus the enemy Lord, who is a Dreadlord with crossbow, so it does like to stand still and shoot at the enemy, so we can definitely capitalize on that with our armor-piercing axes over here. Oh, and it does get a charge in to the enemy, or to our enemy. To our miners, which is unfortunate for us because it does prevent them from immediately engaging the enemy dark shards. We do order them to continue chasing there, of course, and I'm pretty sure I didn't actually order the unit to do that. I think it might have been because of guard mode that they decided to shoot it instead of the Lord here, but I did tell them to once again approach and hit the Lord. I think I turned off the guard mode at this point, in a complete rage, mind you. Now, over here, it looks like despite the drop of the enemy murderous prowess, this Black Ark Corsair unit that was winning is just barely going to lose. They're just about ready to rout. They are shaken, and they were taking quite a lot of damage from our range fire. Speaking of damage from range fire, these Rangers are still going strong, shooting these Black Ark Corsairs in the back, even as they have surrounded our Lord and have dealt good, what, 45 maybe percent? Or wait, we have 45% maybe remaining, something around that. Yeah, that is not going so well. In the meantime, these Black Ark Corsairs units have actually destroyed the Dwarf Warriors. They've taken essentially no damage, and this Dwarf Warrior unit got absolutely destroyed. Kind of interesting to see how much stronger this unit is, but with Murderous Prowess, they're at 88 melee attack. Nothing's that we have is gonna stand against that. Especially not these Quarrelers. Now, we did have 2 units of Quarrelers. One we backed off over here so that they could shoot into these guys' backs, while these guys, unfortunately, get the draw the short straw and are going to get ripped apart by these Black Ark Corsairs. And just like that, look how fast they dropped. This one was just at full HP. Damn. Interestingly enough, this battle isn't actually lasting very long. It's only 3 minutes, and it looks to be almost over. Over here, the enemy Lord almost over, as well as the Ulthar's Raiders' axes are certainly starting to tell. Here we go, another volley going in there, and the Lord is down to 375 HP and has decided to rout. So have our miners, mind you, but that's okay as long as the Lord is not coming back. We, of course, switch our Ulthar's Raiders to this unit of Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. They are at half HP, having taken a couple volleys already, and we're going to continue in that light. Unfortunately, the Dark Shards are no longer now being chased by the miners, which have been seen off the field, so we are going to use our barely alive unit, but fortunately unbreakable unit of Slayers. And here is where we can sort of take advantage of the fact that Slayers are unbreakable, and the fact that the AI is automatically in skirmish mode on its melee units, because we can tell them to chase the range, or its ranged units, not its melee units. We can tell them to chase the range units, and they will run even from a unit that they could kill, like this Slayer unit. So I think that went pretty well. Over here, unfortunately, the Black Ark Corsair unit that has killed so many units has also charged in and routed these last miners, who have in turn routed the Dread Spears by virtue of the fact that they were getting 2 units of range support, and they are now attacking our Lord. Our Lord quickly, very quickly dropping in HP and is about ready to rout as well. There he goes running, but it looks like the enemy Black Ark Corsairs are going to chase the Lord down a little bit, which means we can keep on shooting them. A very, very close battle. You can see that the power balance is actually not in our favor at this point in time. So yeah, I think really at this point this is very, very valuable. This unit of 13 Slayers is chasing a full unit of high rank Dark Shards with a good 75% of their ammo remaining. Those guys could have been killing our Rangers, or our Raiders rather. Well, Raiders, they are Raiders, and they're Rangers. They could have been shooting these ranged units that are trying to kill the Black Ark Corsairs over here. They could have definitely gotten a lot of mileage out of that. So instead, we get a lot of mileage out of our Slayers. And there we go. These guys have decided to turn now, but far, far too late. They are now wavering, and the range fire will make them a rout. Perfect. Our Lord came very, very close to death. Not that we really care about him dying, but I think that was pretty darn effective. Now, over here we have a unit of Dread Spears that is actually coming back, as well as the unit of Black Ark Corsairs with handbows that are running over here. They're wavering, but they are still alive. We are, however, chasing them down with Ulthar's Raiders. So either way, somebody's going to die here, and somebody's going to get caught. Where are you going, handbows? And they did run out of ammunition as well. Wasted it all on that miner unit that was chasing the that was chasing the Dark Shards around. Oh, and it looks like the enemy's unit of Black Ark Corsairs has come back here, but we can fortunately turn on it. Our miners have also come back, and so has our Lord, with barely any HP, but it's enough to see this unit of Black Ark Corsairs through. Very, very close. 54 HP remaining, and there we go. Now they are broken. Beautiful. Not shattered, but now they're shattered. Now they are shattered, and these Black Ark Corsairs are broken as well, but hopefully we can shatter them. Now, with that, just one enemy unit remaining, and the balance of power is now certainly in our favor. They don't have murderous prowess anymore, and these guys are just still running from these Slayers. They are still fresh, which is kind of interesting, whereas the Slayers are tired. Considering they've been running around the map this entire time, it's kind of a little bit odd, I find, that they're still fresh. I feel like they should both be tired. In fact, I feel like these guys should be tired and these guys should be exhausted. Imagine running around all this time and not getting tired at all. Although I suppose they're elves and dwarves, so maybe that's the reason. Alrighty, and I did speed it up. The rest of the battle is pretty formulaic. While our units are very badly hurt, it just remains to catch this unit of Dark Shards, and we will have won. Although we could very easily rout... Oh, and finally the Slayers have caught up to the enemy unit and are quickly, very quickly cut down. This is why it's hilarious that this unit was running away this whole time. They could have ended the Slayers at any time. Wow, this guy was just have a Slayer head down there. And I don't think any of them died there either. 97, oh, I think one of them died. I think they were at 98. But fortunately, through their sacrifice, through finding their doom, the Slayers have allowed the rest of our army to catch up to these guys. Our Lord, in fact, that came back was standing over here, and he decided to rout. And it looks like these miners have decided to rout as well when approaching the Dark Shards. But fortunately, I really doubt that the Dark Shards could take, with their 26 melee defense, the Ulthar's Rangers, or Ulthar's Raiders. Oh, that's going to get really confusing if we keep using this unit. Yeah, they're not going to be able to take them in melee, especially with their great weapons. So run if you can, Dark Shards. You're not going to be around here for much longer. And plus, we still have a little bit of ammunition, so we can still sort of deal a little bit of damage. And these are unshielded. Dark Shards as well. And there we go. Ulthar's Raiders in it to win it. And just like that, the enemy unit is routed, or broken, and it routs. So does the other unit that was coming back, this unit of Black Ark Corsairs with handbows, which I should have actually chased off the field, but the battle is over. Man, I had a lot of fun. I'm hoping that we can get a few more of these little small battles, because they're so, like, I don't know, white knuckle, nail biting, that sort of thing. They're so close. The power bar was against us for a long time, and it really could have gone another in the other direction if the enemy had done a better job of attacking our ranged units and ignoring our melee units. Pyrrhic victory. Let's see how we did in terms of damage. Just out of curiosity, not like we care about keeping any of these units. Alrighty, a Pyrrhic victory, and an incredibly fun one at that, and a very close one as well. I always say that the small battles do tend to be some of the most fun battles you fight, because they don't end in a couple seconds, especially with units pretty evenly matched like they were here. Definitely got to give it up to those Slayers, those 14 or so Slayers that spent the entire time chasing those Dark Shards around, preventing them from firing on us, and as well the Ulthar's Raiders killing that Reaper Bolt Thrower, killing the Lord, or at least forcing him to rout, and then doing a lot of damage at 18k. Nobody even came close to them, so actually, 13k is pretty good on you as well. Both of the Corler and Rangers units, as well as the other Ranger units that stuck around until the end, basically did an insane amount of damage. But you gotta admit, these Black Ark Corsairs did 23k, and I assume that these were the ones that first killed the Dwarf Warrior units, then killed the Miner units, and then routed our Lord, so great job to these guys. But anyway, I guess with that, we are going to You know what? Let's execute and loot just because I think we need the money right. But the drink to victory is really helpful. You know what? Drink to victory. It's not enough to be worthwhile. I don't think they'll attack us again, but even if they did, it's not like we have time to do this episode. I am going to call it here because we are now in half an hour time-ish. Whether they attack us or not next time, I think they will not be able to succeed because we now have more HP and they will not be able to heal. I do expect these guys might attack us here or something, although I do note that they haven't moved in this turn, so maybe they're stuck somehow, or what they might do is come here to support and attack the golden ziggurat as well. That's possible, but I guess I'll have to stay tuned until next time to find out. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. Also, stay tuned for the death of Khalida next time. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.